Hey everyone, how are you? What's happening? Welcome to the workshop. Just waiting for a few more people to hop on before we get started, but thanks for joining me today. I see Taryn and Dawn. Hi, Kara.
Hi, T.
Hey, Kristen, Lindsay.
Hey.
Becca. Yeah, I'm going to be presenting most of the time, so you guys feel free to have your video off. You don't have to have it on. So I'll get started. We can just wait for a few more people to hop on. But hi, everyone. My name is Tanya from the Money Life Coach, and welcome to Finding Financial Peace and Inner Calm in Uncertain Times. I created this workshop because people are seeking direction and are in need of support right now. And financial peace is available to you starting today. And I wanted to give you the 6 tools you can put into action. Let me move down here. 6 tools you can put into action starting today to get there. You might be feeling anxious, overwhelmed, unsure about your financial future right now. But after this workshop, I promise you'll feel more at ease and less stressed. We're going to go about an hour or so, so grab a notebook and pen and get comfortable so we can begin soon. But before we get started, could everyone say hello in the chat if you have it open, and let us know where you're joining in from. I'm just going to mute you if you're not already. Monterey, Virginia, San Clemente, Sausalito. Welcome everybody. I saw a few more people hopped on. Welcome, ladies. I was just having everyone say where they're from. And yeah, so some of you guys already know me, but some of you don't. So I wanted to give a quick introduction about myself. And just working with these new slides, sorry. So my name is Tanya and I live in Lake Tahoe, California. I've been living here off and on for about 15 years now. And most recently I lived in Marin County, just north of San Francisco, which is also one of the most expensive places to live in the United States. What I realized when I moved there was you basically had to step your game up or you will get eaten alive. Like you have to really step up your work and you have to make money there. Otherwise it's really hard to survive. While I was living there, I worked tirelessly as a copywriter in marketing for companies like GoPro, Adobe, Stitch Fix, and Mountain Hardware. And I was living with my boyfriend at the time and was feeling very reliant on him for almost everything. I couldn't afford to live on my own, and I was in about $30,000 of consumer debt, and it was really weighing me down. I started to read and listen to a lot of podcasts about finance, and I decided I was going to learn as much as I could to get myself out of debt and make money so I didn't have to feel stuck or trapped in any way. My main goal was to feel financially independent and be able to take care of myself. So over the course of a year, I got laser focused and paid off all of my debt and built up an emergency fund of 6 months. And the tipping point for me was really deciding. So it took me a while to make consistent good money. But once I decided to take control and get on a budget and stick to a budget, I felt really empowered to help others do the same. And so I moved back to Tahoe full-time just about a year ago, and I decided to become a life coach for finances, also known as the Money Life Coach. And if someone would have told me this 5 years ago, that I'd be coaching people on money, I would have laughed out loud because that was not a realm in my existence that, yeah, I would not have thought I would have been doing this. But I was super motivated because of how living debt-free made me feel. I knew this was my calling and I wanted to do everything I could to help people with their finances. And that's the reason I created this workshop. I want you to have the tools to feel financially free and at peace too. And usually financial peace are two words that don't go together. And I wanted to change that. So are you ready for step 1? The first step to finding financial peace is gratitude. Financial peace, this might seem cliche and obvious, but the thing about cliches is they usually have truth to them. So focusing on the things you do have is an instant confidence booster. If you already practice gratitude daily, I commend you, and you probably already know how powerful this practice can be. But if you don't have a consistent gratitude practice, and I'm talking about daily, this is something you need to add to your daily routine starting today. Someone says they can't hear me. That's weird. Can everybody else hear me fine? Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So for me, each night before bed, I list out 5 things that I'm grateful for that happened that day. And this one, it takes me a few minutes, but this 3-minute check-in before bed allows me to reflect on the good of the day, and it helps me feel more grounded and at ease. So examples that I would write down would be like a cup of tea in the morning, a walk in the warm sun, or a call with a friend. They don't have to be these big, massive things, but it's important to recognize that even the smallest things can make you feel really grateful. Some people like to do their gratitude practices in the morning. For me, it makes sense at the end of the day because I feel like I can reflect on that day and look to what I was grateful for in that day. So in your notebook, if you have a notebook ready, I want you to write down how you will practice gratitude every day and how can you make it a part of your daily routine. So does it work better? Does it work before bed or in the morning? Decide when you will practice your gratitude and have a specific notebook you use to keep in the same spot so that it easily becomes a habit. You remember consistency is key, so doing this daily literally takes you a few minutes, but looking back over a month's time is so gratifying and rewarding. Anytime you feel down or like things aren't working out in your favor, you can always, I know that I like to revisit my gratitude journal when I'm just not feeling great, and it grounds you in what you do have, and it's really powerful. The point is that a lot of things that we are usually grateful for don't even cost money, so that's kind of the beauty of it. However, I do want to do a gratitude exercise with you now, focused on your finances. So just going over those steps real quick, it was creating a daily gratitude practice for yourself, deciding when you'll practice, and this anytime you're feeling stressed or anxious, grounding yourself in this will help you instantly alleviate negative thoughts. So for our first exercise on gratitude, I'm going to have you list out 10 things that you're grateful for that you bought with your own money. And you can look around you and notice the things that bring you the most joy. So take, a few minutes to list out 10 things that you're grateful for. And you can just say you're done in the chat when you're ready. I'm going to play some background music. So as you are done, please list or please circle, rank the top 3 things that you're the most grateful for. And if you can, share in the chat a few of the things that you're most grateful for. Cool. I see some people are answering in the chat. Awesome. Fly home and see family, icon pass. Yes, me too. Life coaching, kickboxing. King bed. Yes, beds are important. Great purchases. Cool. So yeah, I feel like it's important to know your top 3 because knowing what you value most matters a lot when it comes to managing your money. For me, I love taking trips and being able to take my mom to England for her 50th birthday. That was one of the best things that I've spent my money on. I value spending my money on experiences that will give me lasting memories. So that's definitely like one of my top 10. I also really love spending money on plants. So it's not like the super luxury item, but having plants around me helps my space feel like home. And I just love taking care of them and watching them grow. So in some way in some weird way, it like helps with my mental health. And I really value nature. So the plants make sense. And on the other end of the spectrum, and some of you guys said this, like your icon pass, which is snowboard pass. And that's definitely like something that I'm super grateful for. And especially because I used to always try to find ways to get a discount or work some crappy like job to get a free pass. And so being able to save the money now and pay for it outright allows me to enjoy being on the mountain that much more. And snowboarding is definitely always a time where I feel most connected with myself. So spending money on that is something I highly value. And then what I said at the bottom here was knowing what you value most and why is something I wanted you to explore. And this will help you understand why you spend money like you do and what you should stop spending money on and what you should invest in more. So number 2, the second step to finding financial peace and inner calm during uncertain times is money mantras. So having a money mantra. Just like gratitude, if you've ever used mantras or daily affirmations, you know how powerful they are. And using positive statements is a key tool for bringing more financial peace into your life. If you always tell yourself, even subconsciously, that you don't have enough money, or you can't afford it, or you'll always be broke, well, that undoubtedly can become your reality and you may never find financial peace. So if you're afraid to look at your bank account, open your bills or credit card statements, that's a clear sign that you need to create some mantras so you can turn those fearful thoughts around. Yeah, and Rebecca's saying, yes, that's so powerful. She knows firsthand. So repeating various positive, powerful statements and believing them to be true will help turn your will up your financial peace and help your experience like never before. It'll help calm you. Creating one powerful mantra you can come back to daily and repeat whenever you notice yourself having negative thoughts related to your finances is really going to help you refocus your energy and feel more empowered. So my personal money mantra is money flows to me endlessly and effortlessly. I created this mantra many years ago, and whenever I'm feeling like I'm coming from a place of lack or feeling despair, fearful of money that's coming in, or how I'm going to find clients and make money as an entrepreneur, or if I'll have enough money in my account to pay my bills. I clear the space by saying, money flows to me endlessly and effortlessly. Money flows to me endlessly and effortlessly. So I just like instantly pull out this mantra, memorize to just like instantly do that whenever I have a negative thoughts. So I repeat it. And sometimes I even write it down over and over because I feel like writing it down is really powerful as well. So I want you to come up with your own personal mantra that you can use daily. And the next money exercise is taking a few minutes to write down different money mantras and deciding which one you like best to use as your personal money mantra. I also gave some examples if you can't think of one that comes to you right away. But I'm going to turn on the music again and have you guys write down a personal money mantra that you like to repeat every day. And you can just share it in the chat or say you're done when you're ready. I see some coming in, but is anyone getting stuck or you need a few more minutes to come up with your mantra? You can also steal mine or another one if you need to as well. Cool. Thank you for sharing. Those are some great ones. And I love the ones about like feeling secure and having, I like mine personally because it's like flows, like it's like easily, naturally, things that come easily is how I want to be in the flow of money. So I highly recommend writing your mantra out somewhere where you'll see it daily and repeating it, and also starting to train yourself that when you're feeling fearful about money, to use it over and over until you feel more at ease. And so number one, I'm gonna reflect back. Number one was practicing gratitude. Number two was your money mantra. And now we're on to number three, which is bringing more play into your life. So much of our lives as adults is spent worrying, stressing, so-called adulting. Hold on, let me turn off my music in the background. We are all under so much pressure from our families and kids and friends a lot of the time, and we put ourselves under extreme pressure. And I know I tend to do this as well. And do you know that you can instantly turn your attitude from worry to wonder into joy? What can turn your attitude from worry to wonder? And that's joy, playfulness. Most of us have forgot how to have fun. Everything nowadays has to have a reason, a purpose, a goal, or why not do it, right? Not. I disagree. I know I tend to do things like if I'm not getting exercise or like being active, it takes conscious effort to bring like play into your life. But we forgot what it's like to be a kid a lot of the times and just relax and play for the pure reason of having fun. And you need playfulness in your life to just take some of that pressure off. And I'm not talking about drinking games and doing like a fun workout, and not even like color therapy, which I like to do sometimes. I'm talking about things like cartwheels in the grass, skipping rocks, swinging on a swing, dancing for no reason, things like that are playful in your life. So how is play going to help you in becoming more at peace with your finances? It's going to help you move that stagnant and negative energy and turn it into something light and free and help you get out of your head. So whenever you start to feel stuck or heavy, or you're too much in your head overthinking about everything that could go wrong, I think that you should play. So bring play into your life, shaking those negative vibes off. So taking just a few minutes, taking even just 5 minutes to play when you're feeling stressed about your finances will instantly shift your mood. For the next exercise, I wanted you to create a list of 10 things you can do to bring more playfulness into your life starting this week. When you're done, you can drop a few ideas in the chat and just let me know. I'm going to turn the music back on and yeah, come up with your list of play. just say you're done when you guys are finished. And yeah, if you can share a couple things ways that you'll add more play into your life. Playlist, pottery, playing fetch. Yes, it's fun. Coloring with your kids. Yeah, playing with the dog. And dancing, common themes. I really like skipping, like just skipping is fun. And in the snow, when it's snowing, like making snow angels and snowman. Yeah, blowing bubbles is always fun. Coloring. Taking bike riding. Yeah, bike riding is really fun. Just to cruise around, not for any other purpose than that. So these things might seem pretty basic like so far, but I'm telling you, things like practicing gratitude, daily mantras, and bringing play into your life just naturally and easily shift your energy. It doesn't need to be some like crazy thing to have financial peace in your life. But that brings me to number 4. The 4th step to finding financial peace and inner calm during uncertain times is belief or having hope. So you must genuinely believe that you can have a better life with money if you want things to be different. The reason I was able to believe I could get out of debt and live financially independent is because I had proof that I could. And this led me to undeniable belief that I could do it too. Before, I used to hang around other broke people and a lot of people who weren't the best with money. And you know the saying that you are the 3 people that you hang around with the most. Well, if 2 out of 3 of those people are living paycheck to paycheck and are struggling with money, it can become harder to believe that you can live another way. So for me, I had to focus on the people in my life that were successfully financial and living in a lifestyle that I dreamed of living in. I listened to a podcast every day where people came on to share their stories about getting out of debt. And they had way more debt than I had, and they were making even less. And just hearing story after story like this and the repetition of it, something magical happened. And that was, I began to believe and know that that could and would be me. I began to visualize myself paying my last payment on my car, and I began to see extra zeros in my bank account. And I even began to look for higher paying jobs and believing I had the skills to get the jobs. So before, I would kind of like, oh, I don't know if I can get that job. I just started applying for jobs that I might not have had all the skills for, but I was like, I'm just going to put myself out there and see what happens. And it took undeniable belief to realize that I too could have financial peace and that I too deserved it. And these people weren't smarter than me. They didn't come from wealthy families. They didn't win the lottery. They simply believed they could pay off their debt, and they did everything in their power to get laser focused on paying it off. They took on extra work temporarily. They did whatever it took. And I knew that I could deny myself of taking trips and buying stuff temporarily for what would be less than a year of my life to ultimately be where I wanted to be and build my net worth instead of watching it be negative. So how can you have hope right now? How can you flip the script and believe you deserve to live an abundant, richly rewarding life on all levels? Who can you look to prove yourself wrong and go from believing you're going to be in debt forever and always be bad with money to why not me? And if so, if they can, so can I. And anything is possible. So just like flipping those scripts in your head instead of like, I hear people a lot of times say like, I'm always going to be in debt. I'm always going to be broke. It's like, well, if you always say that, that is going to be your reality. So what you believe about your situation matters. And if you are already struggling, barely making ends meet, and feeling held back by debt, you need to focus on hope now more than ever. Know there is hope and know there is support to get over this wall you might be facing right now. Be inspired by people who are making money and hone in on your skills that you can use to create a better future for yourself. So what are you good at? What are you passionate about? What do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Be inspired by people and not just like jealous and resentful of them, but use that as fuel to have hope and turn your situation around. So I had hope every day when I was paying off debt, and I still do because I know where I'm going. It can sometimes feel like it's taking too long. Like you want it to like happen now, like happen sooner, and that you're not making progress quickly enough. But I truly believe that if you take action and you have hope every single day, that things will start to work more and more in your favor and you will find that payoff. So yeah, just some questions I had there. Who can you look to for inspiration? Who can you hang around with? So the next exercise is who inspires you and motivates you when you see how they're doing financially? Finding proof. I'm going to give you a few minutes to answer these questions. Who can you look to as hope and a reason to believe a better financial future is possible? Take a few minutes to write down a few people who inspire you and that you can look to for motivation. I'll give you a few minutes. Just let me know when you're when you're done in the chat. You can name a few people if you want that inspire you. And you don't have to know them personally. Cool, yeah. As you're finished, feel free to share. Thank you guys. And yeah, a lot of family members, which is always good, having people you can talk to that are in your family, that are inspiring. Retired people. Wait, what did she say? Skateboarding. I missed that too. Were you guys side chatting? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Last up. Sorry. Cool. Awesome. So I'm about to share with you the 5th step of finding financial peace, but I'm just going to remind you of the last 4 real quick. Number 1 was practicing gratitude. Number 2 was your money mantra. Number 3 was bringing more joy and playfulness into your life. And number 4 is having hope and believing your future reality. So now to the 5th step to finding financial peace and inner calm, visualizing your future, which I just talked about a little bit in the last step, but I want to go get into this a little bit more in step 5. So you must also see your financial future if you want to make it a reality. And that quote right there, visualization is daydreaming with a purpose. I think I look at visualization as a form of daydreaming, as I like to call it, but really being able to believe that that daydream can be my reality. And that instantly calms anxiety for me. And I do this a lot of times, just like wake up in the morning and sit in bed before I get out of bed and do a visualization. So imagining an upgraded life lets you see what's possible for you and helps you understand what you really want. And I've been visualizing and daydreaming about this road trip that I've been wanting to go on for literally like 5 years. After I got inspired by reading this book, I decided I wanted to take this road trip around the United States and speak to groups of women in every state about being intentional with their money. And I've seen myself on this road trip for years and have even mapped it out on paper, like the route I'm going to go on and how long it's going to take me. So I have a very clear vision of this dream and I can see myself there, and I plan to make this a reality in the next couple of years. So just really getting like laser focused and being able to see yourself there is really important. And I also visualize my future with money, what my life will look like in 3, 5, 10, even 20 years from now. And I love taking the time to get lost in daydreaming about what I'll be doing and the impact I'll be making, and the impact I'll have on my family and on the world. I can see where I'm living and what my house looks like, and I can see myself speaking on stages and on TV broadcasts, and I can see myself helping others in the community with money. So I want to ask you, when was the last time that you daydreamed? How often do you daydream? And do you think about it as making this a reality for yourself? Yes, today, Rebecca. Awesome. Do you literally think of it as, wouldn't it be nice if, when I daydream, or do you intentionally make sure, when I'm daydreaming or doing visualization, I make sure I'm telling myself this is my reality and this will happen, not like trying to escape my life now. Like my life now is great, but that doesn't mean I can't visualize like a possible, even better future. And what was the question? Yeah, and knowing like just like you did with the gratitude practice, like knowing when you can make time to daydream is important. So like, is that in the morning? Is that at night? Like sometimes I just do it in the middle of the day if I need a break, or when I'm out on a walk. And yes, Rebecca, speaking about it like you already have it is super important. So as with having a gratitude practice and saying your money mantra out loud every day, I also think you should be taking some time to visualize and daydream every single day, even for a few minutes. So if it's right when you wake up, like I said, I like to do, or daydreaming, and daydreaming of like what your perfect day looks like 3 years from now. It's kind of fun to think about, right? It's like not too far away, like it's not too many years away, but it's not too little. So maybe right now you kind of might dread waking up and going to doing work and what the day has in store for you. But what if you took a few minutes before you jumped out of bed to lay there and imagine this future life? You would probably immediately have a different outlook on your day, because there's a possibility of that being your reality. Yes, Rebecca's all about it too. So our next exercise is a grounding meditation, and I wanted to walk you through a short meditation that I created to start to imagine your future. So I just want you to take a few seconds to get comfortable and relax and really ground into your vision of what your life looks like 3 years from now. I'm going to turn on my music again. So I want you to take a few deep breaths in your nose, out your mouth, let it go, and feel yourself drop into this moment. You can close your eyes. Take another deep breath in, and let it out. Give yourself these few minutes of the day to just let go and give yourself this time to drop into the possibilities for your life and the future you ultimately desire. What does that look like? It's April 2023, approximately 1,095 days from now. You wake up for the day, stretch your arms in the air, and with a burst of energy, you hop out of bed with a big smile on your face, excited to start your day. You feel refreshed and at ease, and you feel no stress or anxiety weighing you down. You feel totally aligned with the mission you have for your life and the progress you are making. You grab your cup of tea or coffee and sit outside and look around you. What do you see around you? Look up at the sky, your view, and take in your surroundings. You have this optimal time for yourself to just be. You don't feel in a rush or a need to be in a hurry. And as you get ready for the day, you feel completely aligned with the world you're creating and the impact that you're having. You are secure in all aspects of your life. Financially, you are doing amazing. You have more than enough and everything that you need. There's not 1 ounce of feeling inside of you that feels nervous or anxious about money. You have a solid emergency fund just in case any big life emergency happens, and you're able to give freely without worrying about the next job or check coming in. You're able to travel and go places you only once dreamed of. You're currently planning your next big trip. Where are you going? When you go back inside, you look around you in awe of the life that you've created. You feel overwhelming gratitude, and you have confidence in what's to come. You bust out in a morning dance party, and as you're jumping around, you have this sense of bliss and happiness. And this is the life that you've always envisioned. You're living it. Take in that feeling. Take a few deep breaths. Coming back to the present moment. And when you feel ready, you can gently open your eyes and take a few minutes to write down what you saw and how that made you feel. When you're done, you can just put done in the chat, or if you want to share anything, feel free to add that to the chat as well. Cool. I see a few people saying they're done. Let me know if you guys need more time or if you're done too. So visualizing, as you can see, is such a powerful tool. And I recommend using it daily, but especially anytime you're feeling restricted or like nothing is going your way or working out. When you are stressed about money and confused, just know that you can turn to visualization and go somewhere to a different place for a little while. Cool, looks like mostly everyone's done. So yeah, we're coming to an end soon, but so I wanted to thank you guys again for joining me. Before we go, I want to share with you one more step that I know will help you find financial peace and inner calm. And that is focusing on what you can control. Focusing on what you can control. Or like I like to say, having a budget. Most people think of a budget being this like boring thing that they know they need to do, but always put off for any given reason. But I'm here to tell you, having a budget you stick to monthly gives you control, and in a way you probably never imagined. Most people budget by checking if they have money in their bank account, and if there's enough money, then they're good. They're good to spend money. Most people budget, or have you ever, have you guys can say yes in the chat, yes or no, but have you ever just got paid and wondered like what just happened to all your money and you instantly feel broke? I know I have. I lived that way for a long time. And I also lived off credit cards in between getting paid because I never had a budget. And that was a cycle that ended up getting me into a lot of credit card debt. But the problem with using credit cards to supplement your income or not having a plan for your money is it's a dangerous game. It's way too easy to go into debt when you're using money that isn't yours. Hello, government. That is how much trillions in debt. Real talk though, being able to budget and planning your month every month is going to make you feel like you got a raise. Once you can see everything in front of you, it's a lot easier to see where you need to cut your spending, and it becomes a lot easier to save too. But the only problem is most of us were never taught this thing, how to budget. We aren't taught this in school most of the time. And if we never learned at a young age and are self-taught, it can be very overwhelming and seem easy to put off doing it every month, which I did for years. So plain and simple, I just didn't want to face my reality, so I just never wanted a budget. And I thought as long as I'm paying my bills on time, I'm good. But what I realized was that that wasn't working for me. I never felt like I could get ahead. I felt like I was on this endless cycle and I should be further along, and I should know how to manage my finances. So I really wanted to feel empowered and not afraid to open my bank account or credit card statements. Have you been there? Have you been afraid to look at your bank account or credit card or open bills? Yes. Yes. So I'm telling you, no matter how much money you make, you need to have a budget. No one is excluded. If you ever wonder why rich celebrities file bankruptcy, it's because they were living way beyond their means and not paying attention. Or why people who win the lottery are known to lose it all within several years after winning it, it's because they raised their lifestyle and never got organized or had a plan for their money. Especially though, if you don't make that much money, you really need a budget, because you should be super honed in on your spending and finding ways to cut and save as much as you can if you already feel stretched. And I can't tell you how many times I work with somebody and they say they're barely getting by, or they're like, they don't make enough money and all this stuff. And then I look at their numbers and I call out a few spending habits that are drastically setting them back. So for example, a lot of people way overspend on food. Like, it's a huge percentage of their income, and they just don't realize it because they think it's food, like I need to eat. So they just spend money in that category. But I truly believe having a budget is the fastest path to financial freedom. I believe this because it's worked for me. And when I decided to get out of debt, I knew I needed a budget and to stick to a budget. So I dialed in every dollar that was coming in and out of my account. And since I was able to track on a simple spreadsheet, and because I was diligent at working on my budget every single month, I was able to pay off $28,000 in just 8 months. And I know it's crazy saying that now, and it's crazy even thinking how that was possible, because it's over like $3,000 something a month paying off debt. But like I was saying earlier, I never thought that could have been me, but I was so inspired and motivated by other people's stories that I began to believe that could and would be me. So I decided to make that my reality. So how about you? How can you get on an even faster path to finding financial freedom and inner calm right now? I wanted to tell you guys about this course that I just relaunched next week. It's called Budget Master. And I just relaunched this course. We're starting next Wednesday, April 22nd. And I wanted to offer you this special rate of $97 for joining me on this workshop today. This course is promoted as $149, but for joining me today, it's $97. And I'm telling you, this price is like really cheap, because I don't even sell a one-on-one session with me alone would be more money than that. So this is like super valuable, and I really want to give this to as many people as possible and offer this to as many people as possible. And yeah, I'd love to see you guys there. So during this course, this is kind of the breakdown. You'll have 3 live group coaching sessions with me starting the week of April 22nd, which is next week. I'm going to drop the link here if you guys want I think you have to copy paste it. 3 live group coaching sessions on Zoom. I'll teach you exactly how to budget. 1 private 60-minute coaching call to go over your budget, a personalized budget spreadsheet that I create, 24/7 support, so you guys can like text or email me if you have questions. There'll be a private Facebook group to get ongoing support, and special rates on private coaching packages. Of course, any information, financial information, you'll always be private and confidential. And like I said, we'll start next Wednesday, and you can sign up now for $97. Just drop the link in there if you guys want to check it out. This course is very hands-on, and we go like deeper than this. We work on more than just budgeting. It's about money mindset and planning your financial future, and really like creating that vision for your financial future. I have a few, yeah, I have a few students, Rebecca and Michaela, who are on my last Budget Master. And yeah, I don't know if you guys would be willing to say anything about it, or what you guys got out of it, if you want to chat or just speak quickly about the course and what you took out of it. I think that'd be super cool. So yeah, Rebecca, I came back. Yeah, thanks, Michaela. Yeah, I helped her. Michaela, stopped getting work because of coronavirus, and I helped her create a plan to make her budget stretch for several months, like I think almost 4 months, so that she's not stressed about it. So here's a little bit more of a breakdown of the course and what is a part of it. It's also on that link that I just dropped. There's the link again. And I'll also like email you guys the link again if you want to sign up. So week 1 is like about budget cuts, and I go over a lot of like myths about money, budgeting tips and tricks. Week 2 is budgeting 101. So I'll show you exactly how to budget. I show you how I do it personally every month, and I show you in the spreadsheet. There's a ton of budgeting apps and a lot of other ways that people budget, but I feel like apps aren't as hands-on, and you can't like move stuff around as easily as it is in a spreadsheet. So I use a Google spreadsheet that I think some of you guys already have on the call if you on my email list. But yeah, we use this pretty basic spreadsheet, but I show you like how to use it and how to work through those numbers. And week 3 is all about your financial future, planning out your year, and how to create a plan for years to come. So you'll get super clear on retirement goals, investing, saving, and all that stuff. So yeah, thanks Rebecca and Michaela for being on.
Yeah, I'd be happy to share the review that I
thank you.
that I wrote. I was trying to find it. And yeah, hopefully I don't sound obnoxious in the chat, but like really this was like such a big, huge thing for me. And that's why I'm back here again, because I learned a ton. I had a really big day personally in my life today, actually. I paid off the last of my debt, which was over $40,000. And, you know, with Tanya's help and the creation of her budget, because I had kind of created my own a few months ago and it was working like semi-well, but she really helped me dial things in. I paid off the last of my debt today, so I owe, you know, absolutely nothing. And it's an amazing feeling. It's something I like literally thought I'd probably be 60 before I saw happen in my life. So this is what I shared. And you know, if this helps you, I hope it does. I said, I knew going into Budget Master that I would get something out of the program because I know Tawnya and I know she's top caliber and knows her stuff, but I didn't know how much I'd get out of it. I was actually sad when it was over because I found it fun, educational, and felt like I was part of a little community of ladies who really want to be intentional with their finances and make their goals and dreams for their life happen. I now have an easy to follow budget blueprint to use to pay off my debt, start saving for a house, save for my boys' college, and much more. And it feels feasible. I also feel so much more in control of my future and capable of creating the life I envision for my family. I really can't say enough great things about Tawnya and this program. I also really appreciated how I really appreciated her supportive, positive vibe, and truly felt like she was invested in my future and my finances as I was. So I just highly recommend it. You wouldn't regret it.
Thanks, Rebecca. Yeah, congratulations. That's a huge milestone. I know how that feels to be debt-free. And yeah, that's amazing, huge. Thank you so much. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. You should all have my email, but if you don't, it's Tawnya. I'll just drop it here, Tawnya at The Money Life Coach. If you have any more questions about the program or joining or what that means for you. Yeah, I just want to thank you guys again for joining me, and let's make it rain. Let me know if you guys have any questions about the 6 steps, if you want any more information about anything I talked about today. And yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.